What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here, honey. We don't have nothing to talk about. We on our way to Starbucks. I'm down here earlier than normal, but we're about to go to Starbucks right now. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let the diva know you stopped by. I'm just listening to Lil Nas X. I was in the mood for Lil Nas X this morning. Before I start the video, I wanted to send a shout out to Shaka Zulu. I saw on the Breakfast Club this morning that he got shot in Atlanta. Shaka Zulu, shout out to Shaka Zulu. I hope he pulls through. That's crazy. Y'all know Shaka Zulu. He's Ludacris's manager and business partner. But one of the first times I went to New York, Shaka Zulu took me to Sylvia's. Yes, to have some soul food. So shout out to Shaka Zulu. It's hospitable. Anyways, so sending some love out to him. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Y'all need to stop with the guns. Y'all really need to stop with the guns. But it's an extension. Somebody was like saying, stuff about Roe versus Wade, and then like the guns, and comparing like women don't have rights, but guns have more rights than women. And I was like, well, it's that goes along with the whole story, because shout out to Doja Cat. Look at what you did. They were like, guns have more rights than women in the United States. And it's like, well, the reason why the guns are out of control, because of the gun is the extension of a man's manhood and his masculinity. That's why. Y'all think I just be down here talking shit and just be talking crazy and something, or, I'm on this, no, this shit is real. This shit is real. The gun is an extension of a man's manhood. That's his penis. That's why they want the big guns that shoot fast and take everybody out. It is an extension of their phallus. We was talking about phalluses yesterday. You know what I'm saying? It is. The Roe versus Wade thing, I don't know if I talked about it at all, but it's like, I be trying to tell y'all, and y'all think that I'm just down here just a bitter old lady sitting under the tree, when I be trying to tell you all this shit is a scam. Number one, the first thing you have to understand before you dive into this sitcom, okay? Because it is a situation comedy, okay? Before you dive into this sitcom, you have to understand that no one has any rights over your body. Nobody. No person. No. So when you're fighting the good fight, just remember in your mind, while I'm fighting for this illusion of rights over my body, no one literally has rights over my body. And you're not going to subscribe to that, and you're not going to accept that. Because once you do accept that, you're sovereign. So you gotta, when you walk through the world and you're fighting for women's rights and things like that, please walk in there with an understanding. Walk through it with an understanding that no person can tell you what to do with your body. The fact that they're telling you you don't have a right to do this, it just means that they are not going to sanction it. They are not going to pay for it. You're not going to be able to get it if it's under this, right? And they've taken the law away from if the federal government doesn't have the say over it anymore. Now they're giving it to the states, much like a lot of medical procedures. A pregnancy termination is a medical procedure. It is considered a major surgery. Yeah, I think it's considered a major surgery. And now they're taking it, they're saying the states are now in charge of it. And a lot of these states, and that's why they tell you guys to vote locally, to vote in your state elections, because the states are the one now who are going to be in charge of what the access to the service looks like, right? But the truth is, it's not going to stop a woman from terminating her pregnancy. Now, unfortunately, there are weird ideas on how to terminate pregnancies. There are weird concoctions that people, herbal remedies and stuff like that, that actually can end your life. And so my whole thing is, there's like so many ways to look at it. There's one where you're like, oh my God, these people have taken my rights away. And it's like, first of all, who the fuck are these people? That's number one. Who are they to tell you what to do with your body? That's number two. So you agreeing to that. There's a part of that, a part of agreeing to that is agreeing that these people have rights over your body and that you don't. Do you know what I mean? And I hate it because it's like, I think people should have access to be able to terminate a pregnancy. I feel like they should. I feel like that's no one else's decision. But we've talked about this before. We've talked about it. That woman got on stage and said, this is a step in the direction to protect white life. We know per capita, white people, thanks. You know what? I'm just going to be a little shady here. I want to say thanks to the black man. All these white ladies is having biracial kids. These white people want white people. They want more white people. They don't want to be in a quote unquote lower population in the United States. They want to maintain having the most people in the United States over other groups of people. And they don't want women to have abortions. And, they keep saying handmaid's tale, handmaid's tale, handmaid's tale. But we know how indigenous and black women have been treated way before this, this quote unquote fictional story. There is a true story. And women were forced to have babies. Women were, impregnated purposely, like to breed. And that's why, and that's why when women shame other women for not being able to have a baby or having a baby or all of this other stuff, it's like, you're one of them. You're one of them. You think a woman's value is based on whether she can push a human out of her vagina. And that's not it. And so either women can decide what they want to do with their pregnancy. Hold on. Thank you for choosing our service today. How can I help you? Yes, may I have a hot grande dirty chai double with oat milk? Hot chai with 2 shots of espresso and oat milk. And two pumps of brown sugar at 180 degrees, please. Grande hot chai, oat milk, 2 pumps of brown sugar at 180. Right. Make sure you put the 2 shots of espresso. Of course. All right, that's all I needed today. All right, 8:45. I'll see you at the window. Thank you. Thank you. They have a pineapple passion fruit refresher. It is so good. I had it over the weekend. It is so refreshing and so good and so refreshing and so good. So, like, the way that I am and the way that I feel about things. I don't know. That's why I be looking at women who shame other women for not being able to have a baby or to have babies or to pressure women into having babies. And then so many women run around this world believing that somehow their worthiness is dependent on whether they're able to have a baby or not. So they go through all of these fucking weird ass procedures, put their bodies through all these kind of things just to have a baby. And then to me, that's in the mind of, you need to breed, you need to have this baby because that's where your worthiness lies. They just want they want more white women to have babies. But let me tell you something. I'm sure just with like everything else, there will be a quote unquote black market. There will be people who are used to be surgeons or used to work at abortion clinics. They will make a way So whether your quote unquote rights have been taken away, and again, you cannot accept that. They don't have a right to take away. They don't have rights over your body to take away. There are no rights to take away. You can't take away what I can do with my body. You can't take that away. You can say, a doctor can't do it. I'll find a way, right? Women have found ways, like I said, dangerous ways, safe ways, back alley ways, hotel room ways. They will find a way. And it's down south. And, a lot of people say it's going to, if somebody can please explain to me in the comments how it is going to affect Black and brown communities. Also, I think the flip side of this, I think pregnancy termination should be available to anyone if it's a result of rape and incest, or, some type of unconsensual happenings. I saw Rodney The Voice video this morning, and he was saying that Sonny Hawson said even in incest. And I said to myself, I wonder if someone made her son have sex with maybe a sister or a cousin in an incest situation, and the girl got pregnant, would she still want the girl to have the baby? Yeah, I can come up with some wild shit, a way that girls get pregnant these days, and see if you agree that this woman should bring, or this child, or whoever should bring a child into the world. And then we go into this fact where every day, all the time, y'all hear me talk about testing. Y'all hear me talk about kids, and how literally they don't care about kids. They don't care about kids, and it's clear that they don't. Currently, there are over 500,000 children in foster care. And I don't know what the numbers are for children up for adoption, right? But children that are in foster care, over 500,000 children, right? You have stories of people and men who are deleting women who are pregnant with their babies. I feel like that is going to probably increase. I feel like that is going to, I've seen over the last, in the last year, I want to say I've seen about 10 to 12 stories about a man deleting a pregnant woman, after finding out that she was pregnant, or she was somewhere in her pregnancy, but pregnant with his child, and he killed her because they don't want the responsibility. So I don't know. I don't know. They don't care about kids. They don't care about having kids. There was a meme that I read. Hold on, it's in my phone. Yeah, it's what? Your morality. Hold on, let's pay for our. Actually, you know what? Hold on, let's do this. Okay. I wanted to use some of my point. I wanted to use some of my stars. Try to have the right lingo. Thank you. I gotta use the right lingo. Okay. I have a lot of time not too much time, but like more time this morning because I came a little earlier. But that took a long time in Starbucks, huh? I have my thoughts about it, but like I said, with the kids thing, there's so many thoughts about that you guys can tell me how you feel about it in the comments. Sound off, just say how you feel, let it out. Because I know a lot of people feel a way about this, but like one of the main things is like explain to these people that you're fighting for something that has, quote unquote, it's something that has been taken away from you, but it can't be taken away from you. You know what I'm saying? It can't be taken away from you. I don't know if they're like, I haven't gotten deep into like private insurance. Like if I have private insurance and I need to, and I live in one of the states that has quote unquote banned abortions, they're gonna figure. I'm sure they're gonna figure out a way. But they're starting these things where they can tell on people. It's very much like Handmaid's Tale, right? Just the way that it's outlined, and women telling on each other, people telling on each other. That was nice. Usually you don't get people walking down the street waving at other people. That doesn't happen. I wasn't prepared for that. Um, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot. Y'all let me know how it is going to affect the Black and brown communities. A lot of people were in the comment, not in the comments, but online saying, it's going to affect Black people the most. It's going to affect Black people the most. And I think because of down in the South, there's a lot of Black people in the South. And, California, I live in the state of California, and California is a purple state. Don't get it fucking twisted. This shit is purple as fuck, okay? And is somebody parked in my space? I think so. Wait a minute, maybe not. I know they probably like, why she want to park close to me, but I'm about to park close to him because I want to be under the tree. I know you probably like, bitch, why the fuck would you park right here? Maybe he'll move. Maybe he'll move. Maybe he'll. I want to park. I want to sit right here. Hold on. But I don't want to sit next to this man. I pulled up right next to his car. Can I go right here? I don't want to get like eye to eye with him. Okay, we'll sit right here. Am I too far out? I might be too far out. I don't want to I don't want to get close to this man. Let me move a little bit. Maybe he'll move. His window is crashed. He got a MacBook in there. I'm all in his shit. I shouldn't be so close. Okay, I think this is good. I just don't want to be, be able to look over at him. Okay, let's taste our latte. Oh, it's a little hot right now. So it was something. Hold on, let me go back. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Oh, here it is. Roe versus Wade. Okay, so it says with Roe versus Wade overturned, abortion rights will now be left to the U.S. states to decide. 26 states are certain to likely 26 states, that's half of the country, are certain or likely to ban abortion, according to the Guttmacher Institute, a research organization that supports abortion rights. Of those, 13 have trigger plans in place, laws that will affect either immediately or by quick state action. Public health researchers and economists submitted evidence to the Supreme Court ahead of the case showing that restricting abortion access has negative consequences for pregnant people, who are at an increased risk of physical and mental health issues when they are denied an abortion, or for infant health, right? So it's not another thing you have to be, aware of is how they're framing it. They're framing it as if married women don't have abortions. They're framing it as if this is just like women are using it as birth control. I remember that back in the day, how they used to be like, oh, she's just gonna go keep getting pregnant and keep getting pregnant and keep getting abortions. I have never heard of that. I'm sure there exists. Just because I have never heard of it doesn't mean that there aren't women who are like, bitch, I'll just go get an abortion if that's the case. But at the end of the day, that's her fucking right. If she wants to have her entire uterus scraped out every time to the point where she can't even have babies anymore or get pregnant anymore, that is her goddamn choice. It really is. I don't, if a woman wants to have an abortion as a form of birth control, I may not agree, I may not do it, but I don't have any say in that. I don't have any say. I wouldn't take a stance for it or anything like that. I think it's ridiculous. But then you also have to think about not the people saying, I just don't want to have a baby right now. We slipped up, people in relationships. Things happen, accidents happen. The majority of pregnancies are accidents. Did you hear what I said? The majority of pregnancies, I will say, are unplanned. Let's say that. They're not planned. Not accidents. I don't want to call the babies an accident. Y'all to get out in the comments talking about their blessings and stuff like that. Child. And then they inject the religion. What did I tell you? White, male, heterosexual, Christian, and we've added thin to that. Right? We've added that. And this is when you're saying that, when you are making laws that restrict a woman from having access to be able to terminate a pregnancy, you are upholding maleness. You are upholding a power structure that says at the end of the day, you are a woman and you don't have say over what you can do with your body. Now, again, no one can tell you that. They can say it all they want. And they can put quote unquote laws in place. There's a law in place that tells me I need to wear my goddamn shoulder strap over my shoulder. There's a law. I'm sure there's a law in place. There's a law in place that says I can't drive with my shoes off. Do I drive with my shoes off? Yes. Catch me if you can. Do I not wear my seatbelt properly? Yes. Thousands of people. There are thousands of laws that people don't abide by every day. And it ignites an emotional trigger for women. And it ignites an emotional trigger for women. It says, we know from other severe restrictions in states like Texas what happens when abortion access is curtailed, says Liza Fuentes. In 2013, when Texas passed legislation including a ban on most abortion procedures after 20 weeks, the state's abortion rate dropped 13%. Scaled up, that represents more than 100,000 people in the United States being denied an abortion post-Roe and having the potential of negative outcomes. And that's a pretty conservative estimate. And the crazy part is when the children get here, they don't care about the children. They just want the body. They just need the body for the number, so their numbers aren't lower than other groups of people, other ethnic groups of people in the United States. Bottom line. Yes, it's going to affect so many people. It will definitely affect so many people with vaginas. I thought that man left. Let me see. I'm going to tell you what I said. There were some things some thoughts that I had about it. Yeah, I feel like a lot of in the state of California, minors 12 to 17 are able to have access to pregnancy planning procedures, contraceptives, 12 and up. The state has said that, like, that's the law in the state of California, that someone 12 to 17, a minor, can have access to pregnancy planning procedures and services without parental consent. And the state says a parent can't say anything. If a 15-year-old needs access to an abortion, they can have access to that abortion without parental consent. And the reason why is because sometimes these children have been abused by a family member or have been AR'd by a peer, right? Young teenage girls get AR'd all the time and wind up pregnant. And now you're saying, oh no, you can't have access to that. or a woman, gets pregnant and has mental issues and says, you know what, I can only care for myself. This was an accident. I cannot have, a baby because I have mental health issues, or I have medical health issues, you know? Let's see what else. Hold on, let me go to, I had some thoughts on it, on some thoughts about it. Let's see, what time is it? Yeah, it says, welcome to the United States where guns have more rights than women. I said, because the gun is a symbol of a man's penis. And people think that I'm like, oh, this thing. No, all of this system is ran by men, white, heterosexual, Christian men. That is what your system is being ran by. That's who's powering this structure. And you guys, I always tell y'all, be mindful of the shit you uphold. Y'all okay with taking, I'm not gonna even say it. But I was like, I'm not shocked. Shocked at the state of the United States. I'm not. I'm not at all. Also, I think as a response to this, that the CDC should recommend vasectomies, um, for boys, of course, for people with penises. They should be able to, because, see, what the thing is, because the majority of pregnancies are unplanned, that's what they're banking on, is a bunch of unplanned pregnancies where the women cannot terminate the pregnancy. That's what they're banking on. So as a response to that, a woman cannot get pregnant unless there is semen and sperm present, right? So a sperm present, not semen, but sperm present, right? So why don't you cut off the effectiveness of the sperm? No, they don't want that. They want y'all to have unplanned pregnancies. They want y'all to, oops, I did it again. They want y'all to make a mistake. That's what they want. So, vasectomies. Yes, if a teenage girl needs to take preventative measures to keep sperm from fertilizing her eggs, the effectiveness should be removed from the fertilizer. Period. And I will stand on that. Your freedom is an illusion. The land is stolen, and they tell you, let me give you freedom. First of all, who the fuck are you? How the fuck you steal someone's land and sell it to someone else like it was your shit? Wouldn't that be considered a crime under the code of law in the United States now? Exactly. No one, first of all, and another thing they need to probably adjust is the idea that a Supreme Court justice can sit on the bench for life. That needs to go. There needs to be more people added to the Supreme Court. It needs to look like the Supreme Court needs to look like the United States. It needs to look like, when you go and sit, when they used to do those things at the United Nations and all the countries would be sitting, in their little, in an amphitheater type scenario, and they would have their countries in front of them and they would have translators sitting in front of them. That's what the fucking United States Supreme Court needs to look like. It needs to look like a goddamn, whatever this country looks like, however, whatever the numbers in the country look like, that's what the damn Supreme Court needs to look like. White, black, Asian, Latin, whatever, African, whatever. If you are a citizen, whatever the rules are to become a Supreme Court justice, but it needs to look like the United States. And the people should not be allowed to sit on the Supreme Court for their whole life. That's it. The Constitution needs to be reconstructed and destroyed. Yes, you can vote, but when the foundation of the creation of this country hasn't been changed and hasn't been amended, and it needs to be amended, it needs to be broken down, it needs to be reconstructed and redone. It does. Otherwise, nothing will change. And I guarantee you, nothing will change. Who can give you freedom? Who gives another person a right to give you a freedom? That's my question. And that's what I think a lot of us need to think about, because a lot of the things that happens in this country is emotional and energy. It's like emotional harvesting. Let's ignite an emotion that will get people going crazy. Right? This country has never been a free country. You can't give freedom on stolen land. You just can't. Forced birth in a country that doesn't have a mandatory maternity leave or health care or universal health care. It's all a scam. These politicians are besties, both sides. They kiki at private bars in DC after hearings, but y'all be easy. Both wings belong to the same downward spiraling plane. There's no way you should trust a Democrat. Democrat and a Republican is the same to me. And I believe that Democrats act like they're so scared to do anything, and they have to be the bigger person. They have to be the bigger person. And that's a way to fucking gaslight the situation. That's a way to gaslight the situation. Everyone thinks it's voting that changes things, when it's really deconstruction of the Constitution. That will actually change some things around here. Until that changes, folks are going to be fighting for another 20 generations. Fighting for rights. Like, when you think about it, you're fighting for rights, but you're saying, please give me the right to have an abortion. Don't make it against the law for me to have an abortion. People break laws every day. And it's unfortunate that people are going to have to break the law in this case, but that's what they want. They want you to have a bunch of unplanned pregnancies. So the response to that needs to be promoting planned pregnancies, promoting safer sex practices, and outside of the non-consensual ways that people get pregnant, that's the only thing that you can do, is educate, and hopefully vote out people in the states that you're in where the law can change, so where it won't be against the law to get an abortion. That's crazy. Forced birth is slavery. It really is. It is. It is. Has anyone considered that maybe the Constitution is bad? That's what I'm saying. That's where you need to start. That needs to be broken down, dismantled, and rebuilt. There needs to be another reconstruction period of the United States. And that needs to start with the Constitution. Because we're still sitting on a Constitution that says that people in jail are slaves. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Doctors will go on the black market and cover for women who need to terminate their pregnancies. I believe that in the state where a woman is forced to have a baby, the man should have a vasectomy. The man who impregnated her should not be able to produce any more children. And women, if you do not want a child, you should probably have a medical procedure done to where you don't have there's not an opportunity for an accident to happen. An unplanned pregnancy. But they want women to do all these things to their bodies, and nothing happened to the male body. To the male body. Anyways, y'all, that's all I got to say about Roe versus Wade. You let me know what you think. Drop down in the comments, sound off. Let me know how you feel. Let it all out. I know some people are upset about it, and I don't know. I don't want to be down here hollering and screaming. I don't want anyone to be able to harvest off of my emotions, because they're already trying to get you guys to fucking have babies that you don't want to have. Right? Anyways, y'all, take care of each other. Protect your energy, protect your womb. Do whatever you need to do to make sure that a man is unable to fertilize any of your eggs. especially a man you don't want to be tied to. I want them to respond to this, to forced births with forced vasectomies. I really do. I want that to be the response. Anyways, y'all, take care of each other, protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.